Jai Gurudev to all of you, myself Rohit Dutt, and I'm taking your business studies class. So, students, in our previous class, we have started the chapter number 1. We have seen the case study as well as introduction. So, today we will continue the chapter. So, coming to the point, this chapter has been divided into two sections. You can see before it was only one section, section 1 and section 2. Clear? Section 1 it deals with the history of trade and commerce. This is our new topic, okay, which has been introduced last year. And section 2 deals with the concept, nature and purpose of business. Okay, so let's see. You can see more clearly over here chapter number 1, business, trade and commerce, and this chapter has been divided into two parts, section 1 and section 2, that is history of trade and commerce in ancient India and concept, nature and purpose of business. So today we will be studying about section 1, that is what was our history related to trade and commerce in our country. Okay, so coming to the point, see, you can see section 1, that is history and trade and commerce. Okay guys, see, the economic and commercial evaluation of any land depends upon its physical environment, because in our country there was a lot of resources before. Okay, and this stands true for Indian subcontinent as a whole. Clear, which has Himalayas in the north, bordered by water in the south, a network of roads merging into the Silk Route helped in establishing commercial and political contacts with adjoining foreign kingdoms and empire of Asia in particular and the world in general. Okay, so here this content, it want to say that our country is our country was full of resources. Okay, clear everyone? So the trade were being conducted through the Silk Route. You can see the word Silk Route. Okay, Silk Route helped in establishing commercial and political contacts with adjoining foreign kingdoms and empire of Asia. Okay, I'll just show you the clip also of this, a picture. So the maritime routes, you can see the word maritime routes, link the east and the west by sea and were used by the trade used for the trade of spices and known as spice route also. Clear everyone? So this maritime route was also known as spice route. So due to the flow of wealth through this country, the chief kingdom, important trade centers and the industrial belt flourished, which in turn further facilitated the progress of domestic and international trade in ancient India. So this was an attracting portion that flourished whole whole of the Asia and Europe, or many other continent. We can say that they all were attracted towards our country. Clear? So you can see trade and commerce have played a vital role in making India to involve as a major actor in the economic world in ancient time. Archaeological evidence have shown that trade and commerce was the mainstay of the economy of ancient India, carried out by water and land. Clear? So commercial cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were founded in 3rd millennium BC. Clear? The civilization had established commercial connections with Mesopotamia and traded in gold, silver, copper, colored gemstone, beads, pearl, sea shells, terracotta pots, etc. Clear? So guys, the period was marked by substantial commercial activities and urban development. So political economy and military security during ancient times united most of the Indian subcontinent, and trade regulations were carefully planned. So there were diverse types of coins and weighing practices which used to vary from place to place with the help of money changer and by resorting to certain commonly accepted weightage and resources. See also the clip. See over here you can see overland Silk Route. Okay, you see here. I'll make it more dark. Okay, this one, see, overland Silk Route. Clear? So you see this red color lines. Okay, this red color lines indicates that the trade were being conducted through land. Okay, and this blue color line you see in the bottom, you see in the bottom, blue colors lines. Okay, this indicates maritime silk route. Okay, they were known as maritime silk route, and through these routes spices were also being exported. So a name was given to it, a new name, that is spice route also were given. Okay, and the trade you can see over here trade was being conducted in many countries. Okay, like uh, China, India, Persia, Arabia, Egypt, Europe, Somalia, Java, etc. Clear? Okay. Now this chapter, now to understand the history of our ancient India, it has been divided into many sub points, subtopics. You can see over here like indigenous banking system, so rise of intermediaries, transport, trading communities, strengthened merchant corporation, major trade centers, major exports and imports, positions of Indian subcontinent in world economy 180 up to 1991. Indian begins to reindustrialize. Okay, so one by one we will discuss it in our later topic. So coming to the first topic, that is our indigenous banking. Okay, see,